Hi, I'm Kay, and I'm back to you today to talk to you about how long does it take to get that compost from start to finish. Now, you know we've been talking about the hot managed method. And the most important part about the hot managed method is to start with a pile that's at least 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. This starts a great biological pore in the middle of your compost pile that has a lot of microbes. And those microbes are what's going to decompose all of your material. We found that in smaller piles, those microbes just don't build up to the populations to get the temperature up. So number one, volume is important. Number two, density. What kind of materials are you starting with? If you're starting with bark, you're going to be a good deal slower than if you're starting with lettuce. So the density of your materials makes a big difference. The particle size. With the hot managed method, we'd like to see you chop your materials down to about an inch. If you can. Inch and a half is really great because that makes things much easier to digest. If you've got yard clippings, think about running over them with a lawnmower to render them into a smaller size. Then again, you've got to remember that carbon to nitrogen balance that we talked about earlier. Remember the bucket of browns to the bucket of greens. You want to make sure that that's balanced and those materials are mixed together real well in the beginning. Remember water, how we got that to a consistent moisture level of that of a wrung out sponge. Anytime your compost gets a little bit dry, you're going to want to moisten it up again so that that bacteria, that fungi, the invertebrates can all get their work done. They can't work without moisture. And perhaps the most important thing, and what you see us doing in the background, is turning the pile. You want to make sure that every 3 to 5 days you turn the pile so that fresh air is introduced into the mix. The bacteria, the fungi have fresh air to breathe and a little bit of room between the particles so no gases can build up. So again, that's volume. You want to start with 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. The density of your particle, don't have really heavy woody material in there. Particle size down to an inch. Carbon to nitrogen balance, a bucket of each. Moisture levels like a well-wrung sponge. And keep that pile turned every 3 to 5 days. And with that, your compost should be done in at least 6 weeks.